Hello, I'm Alistair Charlton, Senior Technology Reporter at IP Times UK, and this is the Google Nexus 9 tablet. It's the first device to run Google's new Android 5 Lollipop operating system, so let's take a closer look. First thing you can see is it's a 8.9-inch screen with a resolution of 1536 by 2048. It's a little bit bigger than the iPad Mini 3, which we saw a week ago, and obviously a bit smaller than the iPad Air. It fits quite well in the hand. I can just about hold it in one hand fairly comfortably. Being from HTC, I was expecting perhaps a tablet version of the One M8. It doesn't quite have the same level of quality to it, but there is a nice metal trim around the sides and a nice matte plastic back. It's available in 3 different colours and it's got quite a nice premium feel to it. It's also nice and thin and light. It's about the same thickness as the iPad Mini. The display, as I said, is about 9-inch, so it's sort of between the two iPads, and it's good quality, it's well lit, it's bright. My only complaint would be that there is a small air gap between the glass and the display. As we know with Apple and their laminated screens, they've got rid of that gap. It's still present here on the Nexus, but it's only a very small complaint. Inside there's the NVIDIA Tegra K1 processor. It's 2.3 GHz with 2 gigs of RAM. It's pretty speedy, but with the software being new, I'm wondering if developers need to give their apps a few updates to improve on efficiency. A couple of times I've gone to open an app and it's been a little bit slow, or the interface hasn't quite responded as quickly as I would like it to. Again, Android 5 is very new and I'm sure these creases will be ironed out soon. Inside there's 16 gigabytes of storage in this model. There's also a 32 gig model, but unfortunately there's no microSD card slot to increase that, which is a shame, especially given that the equally priced iPad Mini has 64 gigs of storage. As I said, this is the first device to be running Android 5 Lollipop. It's quite a big update from Google for this year. It brings what they call a material design, which is an update to the way the user interface looks. It's flatter, as we've seen from Apple and various others. That means new sets of icons, slightly different colours to some of the UI elements. There's a new notification system, a new settings system, and a new way to do multitasking. Overall, it's more attractive than we've seen before from Android, and it works really well. I think it looks great. One neat feature of Lollipop is how devices running it work with Android Wear smartwatches. So normally you have a PIN code or a password on your tablet or your phone, and it's annoying having to enter it several times a day to look at the device. Now with Lollipop, if you're wearing an Android Wear smartwatch and you're within Bluetooth range, so within about 10 meters of the device, it's assumed that it's you that's using it, so there is no password or PIN needed. So it's a great time saver and really good use of combining Android with Android Wear. I've been using the Nexus 9 for a few days now, and battery life is pretty good. As with any tablet of this size, it'll easily get through a heavy weekend of use, and if you're using it less often, a weekly recharge could be fine. The first time with Android, there is a battery saving mode which kicks in at 15%. It limits what the tablet can do to help make the battery last that little bit longer. So the Nexus 9 starts at £319 for the 16 gig Wi-Fi model. That's exactly the same as the iPad Mini 3. There's also a 32 gigabyte model that costs £399. That's the same as the second tier iPad Mini, but there you get 64 gigs of storage. It's a shame that the Nexus doesn't have that. Also, that's compounded by the lack of an SD card slot to expand on it. Finally, there's a 32 gigabyte model with 4G connectivity, and that'll set you back £459. So that's the Nexus 9 by Google and HTC, and it's on sale now. For more technology news and reviews, visit iptimes.co.uk/technology.